I open the page, they talk to me. Come on now, brew walk for me. Urban gorilla, that sauce on me. Yeah, I was shy, pay the cost on me. He the boss man, he got up on the cross for me. He the boss man, he got up on the cross for me. He the boss man, he got up on the cross. Yeah.
I open them pages, they talk to me. Come on now, brew walk for me. Urban gorilla, that sauce on me. Yeah, I was shy, pay the cost on me. He the boss man, he got up on that cross for me. He the boss man, he got up on that cross for me. He the boss man, he got up on that cross.
Oh, what's going on? What? Your husband just passed away? Okay. Where are you from? What is your nationality? Puerto Rican, Mexican, Italian, German? Who's your father? What's your father on your father's side? What are you? Okay. All presents. German and Mexican? Your mother? Okay, well, good news is you would be of the tribe of, you said father is Puerto Rican, right? Ephraim. From the tribe of Ephraim. Let's get Deuteronomy 7-6. Alright? There's something important to know about the Taínos, right? That we are the children of God. I'm sorry, what? You said your husband, what was your husband's nationality? Sorry, you got it 49? Get that Deuteronomy 76. Let me get you to stop being in the hospital, okay? So, do you believe in the Bible? Yes, you do. Get that, Deuteronomy 7-6.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
See, this is what the God of the Bible says about our people, right? About blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, about the Puerto Ricans, right? That we are the greatest people on this planet Earth. We are above every nation of on this planet. We're the greatest people. And get that Deuteronomy 28. And your husband as well, even though he passed away, right? You believe in God too? Okay, cool. 28 and 15.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So listen, sister. It's sorry, what? Are you Christian or Catholic? Christian? Okay. So a lot of our people have been indoctrinated by things like that our slave masters have given us, right? To lead us astray. And it's because we believe in those things and practice those things that our people go through such distress, right? And be hit with all types of illnesses, right? Because blacks and Hispanics, we're like number 8 for heart diseases, right? Cancer and things. You got that curse in Deuteronomy? I want that curse. All sicknesses. The Lord said that if we keep his commandments, he's going to bless us, right? Bless us above everything, right? But if we don't, he's going to curse us. And a lot of these curses our people go through to get today, and I'll show you one of them right now.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 22. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation.
I wanted to see the plagues of Egypt, and it's in like the 50s. How do you feel about this post?
Deuteronomy 28:60. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou wast afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee.
Right? He said, if we don't keep the commandments, he's going to bring on us diseases. All the diseases that were in Egypt, that the 10 plagues and all that, he's going to bring those upon our people. And go ahead, keep going.
And also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
Right. He said he's going to bring these sicknesses upon us until we be destroyed. Right? Until we meet our end. Right? If we don't keep these commandments, these things are going to happen to us. So that's what I want you to do. Right? That's what we're up here to get our people to do. To come back to the Most High God and keep His commandments. All right. Now, this image. Right? What do you think about it? You said it's kind of pretty, right? Can you read it? Right? You believe that? That's verdad? See? All praises. So that's one of the main lies that our people believe in too, right? About get that in Revelation. Someone get that in Revelation. That we need to reverse that indoctrination in our heads, right? Because what does the Bible say? We got to believe in Him in spirit and in truth, right? But that's not the truth. Because he's a Negro. Good.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ. Just go straight to the scripture. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
You see that? So white woolly hair, fine brass skin, right? All that is the opposite of what this image is, right? Though they propagated this and sent this all over the world. Get that mini Christ. The WACO shot. And I want you to get John 4:22. The first time? No, we've been in this area in Humboldt Park. We've been here like 3 times, right? You got a flyer, right? Well, you can hear it as much as you want. We got many videos, right? Humble. Yes, sir. Right, we're definitely coming back too, right? Let me ask you something. You say you're a Christian, right? You love God? You love God. How? Reading your Bible? All right, that's a good way. That's a good way to learn. Bible defines love, right? And do you know what the Bible says about it, right? About love, about what love is. What is love? You don't know? You haven't heard about that in Christian church, right? No. All right, let's go to it.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous.
Right. The love of God is keeping His commandments, right? So if you love God, we're going to keep His commandments, right? But in the church, we're not taught to keep the commandments, though, right? Let me show you one chief thing that they do and teach in the church. That's breaking the commandments. Jeremiah 10. You just drop that. Get Jeremiah 10. Right? Okay, cool. Let me get this.
This is Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
It said, learn not the way of the heathen. You know what a heathen is? The heathen what a heathen is. You said what? No, it's a heathen is another nation. If you're not black, Hispanic, and Native American, you're a heathen. Okay? So talking about these other nations, we're not supposed to follow the practices of these other nations, right? So that's what the Bible is saying right now. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 10:3. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
Okay. So it's about to go into one of the customs that we're not supposed to follow as a people, right? Go ahead.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not.
Right. You, what does it sound like? It sounds good? What does it sound like? Cutting a tree out of the forest, right? Putting it in your house, setting it up, fastening it with nails, right? Putting ornaments on it. What does that sound like? Christmas? Well, the Bible is saying not to do it. The Bible says don't do these things, right? Because they're the customs of the heathen, right? It is a Babylonian custom. It goes back to Babylon. And a Grecian custom called Saturnalia, right? A very homosexual holiday. But in the church, they tell our people to follow it. Like, you don't see something wrong with that? Huh? There's nothing wrong with that. But the Bible just said not to do it. Right? But there's nothing wrong with that. Really? Okay. That's a lot. Get spirited in truth. You got that? So I get that. Right? Because if the Christian church isn't telling you how to serve the Most High God according to what His Word says, then how is there nothing wrong with that? There's got to be something wrong with that, right? Right. You got it?
This the book of John, chapter 4 and verse 23. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth.
Right, the true worshipers are going to worship in spirit and in truth. We're going to worship according to the truth, according to what the Bible says. Get John 17 and 17. And we got to worship Him according to what the Bible says, right? And His word is true, right? Not according to what man says, right? Because so-called the Catholic Church, right? They'll be preaching about God and doing all these rituals all day, but their priests are going to have little boys in their bedrooms, right? Doing God knows what to, right? But that's not according to the Most High God. So there's something wrong with that, right? Right.
This is John chapter 17 and verse 17. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth.
So the word is the truth. Get that in Psalms. Thy law is truth. So the word of Christ is truth, right? The words in the Bible are truth, right? Cool. So these are the things that we have to follow, right? Because in the Christian church, you're not going to get the words of the Bible, right? Like just stand right here, you've heard more verses than you've ever heard in the Christian church, right? In one service, right? That's because we're coming up really sincere about the Most High God and about our people, right? When Christianity, you know how we got Christianity as a people? It was forced into us. It was beat into us. But with that, where'd the image go? With that image, oh, you got the image. Nicole, the image. With that image right there, right? It was beat into us, forced into us with that image right there of the so-called white man portraying himself as Christ, right? As our king, right? A homosexual named Caesar Borgia, right? So we gotta get rid of everything that comes with that, right? Including the Christianity, because that's not for us. That would. Doesn't like that dog, right? No. Right. But yeah, we shouldn't be following anything that comes with this image, right? Because it was used to the root, the etymology of religion comes from a word called called religion, which means to bind and to oppress, right? Which is what this Christianity, with what Catholicism, Islam, all these things do to our people. It oppresses us, right? Because we're not following God according to what His Word says, right? It'll have us going off and celebrating things like Christmas and eating pork, right? Like that. I'm sorry? Stealing things from each other? True. That's right. Lying to each other. Right. Especially our people, right? Because the Bible says we're not supposed to lie one to another. Right? But these other nations, it doesn't really matter.
This Psalm 119 and 142, thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness.
Right, God is righteous, right? He's always going to be righteous from the end of time, right? Go ahead.
And thy law is the truth.
And the law is truth. Right, so this is what we need to be paying attention to, the truth, which is the laws of God, right? Which is what God gave to our people, right? Exclusively. Get Psalm 17. Not Psalm 17. Sirach 17. On Sirach 17, and then give me 1 John 3. Or did we go over that already? Yeah, give me 1 John 3. Well, let's bring it out again. You get 1 John 3. 17, 1, 17, 17. Should I something like that? No, 15. 12. Let me read this what he says.
This the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 17, and I'm going to start at 11. Or actually, I'm going to start at 10. And the elect shall praise His holy name. Besides this, He gave them knowledge and the law of life for an heritage. He made an everlasting covenant with them and shewed them His judgments.
Right, this is talking about how the Most High God dealt with the Israelites, right? He gave us laws. He made a covenant with us, with the Boricua, right? With the black people, right? Boricua, because Boricua are mixed, right? It even says so in the Bible, right? Ephraim mixes himself among the people, right? Get that. All right. Hosea. Everything that's going on with our people is documented in the Bible, right? It's in the Bible. That's how you know that it's our book. It's not the white man's book. The white man that made that image right there, that's not his book, right? It doesn't go in depth on how he is as a people as much as it does for us, right? From start to finish, this book is about us. Go ahead.
This Hosea 7 and 8. Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned.
Right, because it's talking about Ephraim, right? Really, technically you could say the whole northern kingdom, but Ephraim specifically is talking about the Boricua, right? The Puerto Rican, Borincana, okay? I did? All praises. I got it. Alright, so, huh? Okay, cool. So yeah, Ephraim mixed himself among the people. So you got Ephraimites that are lighter, right? Like yourself. You got Ephraimites that are Puerto Ricans that are darker, right? Like darker than this brother, right? Exactly. So that goes into how diverse our people look, right? Because we could be walking down the street, mistake our people for like a white man or something like that, but it's our people. It's Puerto Rican, right? Right. You gotta go home. Okay, let me leave this one thing right quick. Okay, wait, two things. Okay, 1 John 3 and maybe it's 5 and 3.
This book of 1 John, chapter 5, verse 3.
Since you said you love God, right?
For this is the love of God, that we keep His commandments,
right? That we keep His commandments, right? Because if we love God, we will do what He say, and He said to keep His commandments, right? So that's what we got to do, to love God and to change our ways, right? And to stop getting into all these sicknesses, right? That you said you were getting into, right? So let me ask you something. You either chicharrón or chorizo? Eh? That's too greasy? Okay, I'll praise this. Carnitas? No. You don't? Do you not eat pork? No, eat pork. No. Okay, cool. Yeah, all praise for that. Eat shrimp. All praises. Okay. Do you smoke? You don't do none of that. Okay. Even more. Okay. Let me see. You're 46 in December. Okay, cool. Really? Okay. You a Christian too? Oh, yeah, he was. Let me get that in Deuteronomy 7. Princessa? See? All praises. So do you... Because I know this is prevalent with our people, right? Do you have a shrine in your house? Shrine? To like Jesus? Jesus Christ? Yeah. A shrine? Not like a shrine, like they have in a statue. A statue, yeah. No? All praises, okay. Candles? You got the candles? You got the light one? Oh.
You gotta get rid of that.
Yeah, you gotta get that Deuteronomy 7. It's like what was it? The break down the idols. You know, that was Deuteronomy 7, right?
That's his favorite verse. Of course he knows.
Yeah, I want that. Right? I'm sorry, this is SICARRI. This is the organization that we're with, right? It was a zealot organization in back in ancient Israel, right? That were down with Christ. Okay, for your information. Okay.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 5. But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars. Shall they make marriages? They will take away their sons. This is Deuteronomy 7 and 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and hath cast out many nations before thee.
So this is God. This is us when we're taking over the land of Israel, right? Go ahead.
The Hittites and the Girgashites and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. I'm gonna skip down.
So he said, when we go into this nation and we take it over, all these nations, right? This is what he wants us to do with all these nations, okay? All these African people, you call them African people today, right? Go ahead.
That's Deuteronomy 7 and 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee.
Right, they'll turn your, they're going to turn our people away and serve other gods, other gods, and serve other gods like this, right? Other gods that don't represent ours at all, right? Go ahead.
But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall break their altars and break down their images and cut down their groves and burn their graven images with fire.
So that's what we got to do to things like this, right? Anything that represents these people, these statues, the candles, all these things, all these idolatrous things, right? We're not supposed to deal with these at all. We're supposed to break them. We're supposed to break them, burn them with fire, right? Destroy them, and never look back, right? So we're not supposed to stop dealing with those candles, all right?
Deuteronomy 7 and 25. The graven images of their gods shall ye burn with fire. Thou shalt not desire the silver or gold that is on them, nor take it unto thee, lest thou be snared therein, for it is an abomination to the Lord thy God.
So we're not supposed to be dealing with any of these other abominations, not the Jesus Cristo, right? Which his name is a Jesus Cristo, right? Jesus Christ. But his actual name in the Hebrew would be Yahushai, right? Since there's no J in the Hebrew, that's his true name in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, right? Yahushai. And that's a man named Caesar Borgia, right? A white homosexual, right? That lived, right? His father had this image made for him, right? And now they worship it as Jesus Christ, right? And our people are forced to worship that, right? So we need to get away from those things and start coming back to this. Start coming back to our laws, our commandments, our God, right? To see your loved ones like grieve for them? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean.
When they die, my pastor said you see your loved ones up there in heaven.
You don't see them literally, no.
You just see them spiritually, right?
I got Go ahead. Yeah.
There's Ecclesiastes 3:20. All go unto one place. All are of the dust, and all return to dust again. Who knows?
Right. Everybody goes to the same place, right? So the Christian concept of heaven and hell, that there is no heaven and hell. Hell is right here on earth. We're living in hell right now. We're walking in hell right now, right? In heaven, everybody goes to the heavens when they die, right? Dwell with the Most High, right? Because that's where our spirit goes, right? Our spirit goes back to the Most High, and our bodies go back to the dust, right? And that's it.
Ecclesiastes 12:7. Then shall the dust return to earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it.
And the spirit returns to the Most High God that gave it, right? So as far as seeing people in the heavens, I can't say, right? Like we're literally supposed to see them in the heavens, right?
Book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 4, verse 17. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, to meet the Lord in the air. And so shall we ever be with the Lord, who for comfort one another with these words.
Right. So as far as your husband is, everybody goes when they die. Everybody goes up and gets with the Lord, gets with the Most High God, right? No matter who you are. So as far as your husband is concerned, you got that?
This is Job 3:17. There the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. There the prisoner.
Get the context.
This is Job 3:13. For now should I have lain still and been quiet, I should have slept, then had I been at rest. There the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. There the prisoners rest together, they hear not the voice of the oppressor.
It's like that rest, that sleep, talking about death. Because when you go into the Hebrew word for sleep, it's also synonymous with death. Okay, so when you die in the grave. Okay, go ahead.
The small and great are there, and the servant is free from his master. That's what I'm saying.
So everybody, no matter who you are, no matter what your status was on earth, when you die, you go back to heaven, you're at rest, all right? So your husband is fine. Your husband is at rest. He's at peace right now.
That's right.
Okay? But you on the other hand, you need to be focused on getting right with the Most High God, right? While you're still alive, while you're still on earth, right? Get the last verse in Sirach. I'm not Sirach, Ecclesiastes. The conclusion of the whole matter. Come. Got one more verse for you, then I'm going to let you go. All right?
This is Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
Right, our whole duty out here is to fear God and keep his commandments and teach our people to do so. All right, so that's what you need to be focused on. That's what you need to do.
It's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 14 and 13. Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people, comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, and put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times.
Right. So we need to set aside that weak nature, that flesh, right? So when you go home, I want you read the first 5 books of the Bible? On 2nd page? Okay, well keep reading, and take your time. All right, take your time with those books, because those books, that's how we're supposed to live as a people. That's our history, and that's how we became a nation. That's how we're supposed to live. All right, you as a Borincana, right? So all praises. All right, God bless you, sis. Barakatah. That's it.
Thank you.
That's it. That's it. That's time. Or I don't know.
It's just a minute.
It's a minute? Yeah. It's a minute? Yeah. Okay. Well, with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, and the only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah.